Welcome everyone to Hidden Squidz Gaming. Today we're going to do rod differences. Right now I'm using the old Betsy rod, and I'll be fishing for sturgeons. How we will debate what rods are better is how fast they can catch fish. As you can see, I caught 8.28 seconds on the first fish. Some limitations of this, I'll call it a small study. I only did 2 fish per rod, which is not a large sample size, and I may not have also been standing in the same area every time. Therefore, I may have been closer to the water sometimes and further away at others, thus causing a shorter duration on other rods. Some fish also appear to be naturally more hard to get. I don't know how to describe it. Sometimes they put up a harder fight. This is the Wonderboy. This is the one you get after helping with the Admiral. You get the old Betsy rod from performing all the fishing tasks in all 3 regions. There are 4 fish that are universal, and then each county has their own 2 to 3 unique fish. Wonderboy is solely dependent on catching the Admiral. If you're wondering how to fish better as well, I've made a video, and it'll be at the end of this video if you want to go to it and click on the annotation in the end screen. I teach you how to hold the rod in the opposite direction, when to reel, how to watch for line tension. So if you haven't fished a lot yet, I'd highly recommend checking that out if you consider on catching all the fish in the game. It will severely help with all of that. This is the natural fishing rod. This is the rod you can buy from any vendor, and this should be the rod you use the whole game if you don't have the Wonderboy. It doesn't cost that much, and you can buy it at any vendor along the rivers or if you liberate an outpost. It's really easy to get. This one is, there's a noticeable difference between this rod and the Wonderboy and the old Betsy rod. As you can see with those two, they had very similar total times. However, once you get to the natural fishing rod, you will notice that to catch one fish was about the total duration of the other 2. So you can see the big difference. And the way I scored the fish is once the text came up for the fish, I counted it as a catch rather than the man stop it holding the fish. And the time starts once the bob goes down immediately where I hear the water sound. Obviously the times are going to be off by a couple of milliseconds. I wasn't able to do this at the same exact time the fish bite, so I had to line them up in the video. However, this will give you a good enough view of what the rod differences really are.
Nice to have you around my way again.
And this is the basic rod. The basic rod is, well, basic. It's the one you can find literally anywhere. You go to any fishing stop, any fishing store, any harbor, and there's usually a basic fishing rod there. The Fisher King perk doesn't make it that bad. You can actually use the basic rod for pretty much any fish once you get the Fisher King, because you get different lures and also make the line strength harder. So once you get the Fisher King perk, you're able to fish any fish. It'll take a little bit to get them, and you'll really have to pay attention to rod tension. What the old Betsy and the Wonderboy rod do really well is reduce rod tension. Therefore, you can keep reeling more and also tire your fish out faster.
Good to see a confident fisher. We have to be careful. The Peggies have got themselves some heavy machine guns.
We're into our results. Wonderboy rod actually came in first at 24.49 for both fish, followed by old Betsy rod at 25.76. So like I said, there was literally a 1 second difference. If I was to do 10 fish, old Betsy rod might go up there, but as you can see, they are very comparable. If you only want to do the Admiral quest, that is fine. Now, the basic rod and natural fishing rod are also the same, so that would suggest maybe the natural fishing rod really doesn't do that all that more than the basic. However, with larger sample size, this may be different. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video is helpful. And at the end here, I'm just shooting at some cultists across the river, and I'm doing a horrible job. Like, subscribe, and like below.